Okay, now it says we're live, but I'm gonna like check on YouTube and make sure that we're actually here. Okay, cool. Hello. I hope somebody is listening. Welcome to the very first live show for the Crusty Club Book Club, which centers around reading diverse and fun literature across different genres. Really quickly, before we start, I'm going to let you guys know our next two books, which are A Song of Rapes and Ruin and Mexican Gothic, and I'll talk about these two books later on. But as you guys can see, today we are joined by two really wonderful co-hosts, and they're going to go ahead and introduce themselves now.
Okay. So my name is Angela and my channel is Blonde Books. And
I'm Kat from Paperback Dreams.
Oh my God.
This is terrible. I'm so sorry.
No, I love this. This is so chaotic. Everyone's like, are we gonna be talking about a book or what's the
We're just laughing the whole time.
Literally. All right, cool. I'm assuming everyone in the comments or who's here has read the book, but if you haven't, put like a thumbs down. If you have, put a thumbs up. I really hope most people have read it, or it's going to be so embarrassing. And if you've also read it, let us know what your star ratings are and what you thought about the book. But let me hear from Angela and Kat. What did you guys think about the book?
Angela, go first.
Okay, Kat. This was my second time reading this book and I gave it 5 stars. And I loved it just as much the second time as I did the first time, maybe even more. Yeah. Go ahead, Kat.
Oh, okay, cool. So this was my 4th time reading it, and it is my favorite book of all time. So I gave it 5 stars, because that makes sense.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I also gave the book 5 out of 5 stars. This is my second time reading it, and my second time reading it. And it was so good. I think this is probably maybe my favorite contemporary now. Like, Sorry to the Sun is also a star. Okay. Oh my gosh, so many people gave it 5 stars.
I love to see it.
That's so amazing.
This is
We love to see it.
One of my favorites.
Yes.
We love to see that. Yes. Okay, the audiobook. I think, Kat, you've read it as an audio. Did you guys read it as audio or physical?
I've done both, and I agree the audio is so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did audio
agree
both
too.
times, but then I like audio and physical the second time. But the audiobook is like the best.
Yeah, the audiobook is so ooh, somebody cried. Yes.
Me too. Oh, that's relatable.
Yes. Welcome to the club. The audiobook is so good. I read it physically the first time, and then I listened to the audiobook and read it physically the second time because I wanted more. I just really, really wanted more. So we love to see it. Okay. People are saying, let's see, audio lagging. Is it lagging for anyone else, or is it just Suzanne who's lagging? Let us know, because I know that happens sometimes, but just keep us, in the loop. But do you guys want to share some of your thoughts about the book and what you thought now that you like reread it? What did you guys think? Did you notice anything different? Did you notice anything fresh and tasty, spicy? What was the experience?
I think it just hit me harder.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like, even though I read it for the first time when I was a senior in high school, so I was like Frances Janvier all the way. But as I get older, I like to reread it because even though I'm further away from, I guess, like where you're supposed to be when you read it, it still is super relatable, and I still like see myself in it so much, not just in like a memories high school kind of way, but I don't know. Alan, what just a wordless scream. I have no words.
Honestly, when I was reading this book, I kid you not, there was a moment that I'll talk about later that I literally went to my pillow and screamed. My dad was like, "Is everything okay?" I was like, "No,
No, absolutely not.
Nothing is
not
okay.
I'm crumbling. Everything is not okay."
Exactly. Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh, I think it was so relatable because the author was born in 1993. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But I think like you can write relatable books even if you're not like born in the 90s. I don't know. But I haven't read many contemporaries by older authors, so I don't know.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I don't know.
That-
There is
that's
something
probably
about
what-
it though. Like it has that like air of nostalgia, even
Yeah,
though
I think it's the Tumblr. I think it's the Tumblr vibe.
that's a thing. That is a
That's
thing.
the
Yeah.
part that like got me because I started thinking about how like in high school I would make my Tumblr customized, and I thought I was oh my god, I thought I was like going to be a computer science major in college. I was like, I know how to make all these little outlines. I know how to make my own theme.
Oh my God.
It was a mess. And then I got to college and people were like, "You need math," and I was like, "Okay, anyway, no,
Not for me.
not for me." Yeah, it is a Tumblr vibe.
It was a vibe. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
the difference between millennial and Gen Z? I feel like I don't understand the difference.
I don't know. I just know I'm Gen Z, but like,
You are?
yeah, I'm a baby.
What?
I'm only 20.
What? Not a
Wait,
child.
I don't even know what I am. I don't know what I am.
What year were you born?
1998.
Oh, me too. Okay, I'm confused.
I think you're both Gen Z. I don't know. You know what?
Era.
I don't know.
Chanel's acting like she's so much older than all of us.
Chanel's over
We're
here
born
like,
the
I'm
same year.
decrepit. Okay. You're literally.
Okay, 1998.
No, literally, I spend at least 3 hours on TikTok every day, and I'm still like, we don't stand Gen Z. We don't like those kids.
Plot twist. You are those kids, I think.
I definitely
Yeah.
am. I love how we're not the only people screaming. It was just a screamable book. Scream.
I yell all the time. Or like
Oh.
I'll get like moments where I like can't speak at all. So I'll just sit there and I'll just like have tears in my eyes and I'll just be like, this book feels like a warm hug. Does that make sense? Not
Yeah.
really. I don't know.
No, it does. I feel
Yeah.
like it feels like how I would describe this book, right? It's a very snowy winter day and you're coming home. You've been, the snow's melting on you and you're so cold and you're so sad and you just want to get home and turn on the fire and just be warm. And then you walk in and the house is just extremely warm and you smell hot chocolate. That's what this book is to me.
Oh,
It's
so
like-
atmospheric.
Right?
Oh.
It's like I've been struggling and now I'm
Yeah.
here and Alid Last exists.
Alan's
Yeah.
there and he's like, I
Like-
got you. Like
Yeah.
whenever I sit down to reread this, it somehow always tends to be like a right before I start school or when I'm having a rough time in school. So I'll sit there and I'll reread it and it's like Alice or Alid or Francis or whoever is just like, hey, I see you. Hey, I got
Yeah.
you. Like we're on the same level.
And we're
And
in
I'm
this
like,
together.
yeah, we're in this
Yeah.
together. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Like,
Yeah. It just makes you feel so seen because I agree. I think the first time I read this, I just looked at my Goodreads, and the first time I read this was January 5th, and that was around when spring semester was starting. And then now I'm reading it when fall semester is starting, and I'm like,
yeah.
I hate school too, but like, I want to get the paper.
Yeah, the first time I read this, I was in the middle of changing my major. And then the
Oh,
second time I read it,
God.
I like had
Oh,
changed my major.
man.
So that kind of hit different. Yeah.
Angela, that's
Yeah.
the struggle. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. But in college, I changed my
Yeah.
major 3 times and then I added a minor. And my professors were like, "You're not going to graduate on time." And I was like, "Watch me." Just watch me.
And then she did.
And then she did. She really did.
Yeah.
I love
Yes.
the Rain love.
Rain.
I feel like the first time I read this book, I didn't appreciate her character as much as I did this time.
I know. It took me like
Yeah. Me too.
2 or 3 times before I was like, underappreciated goddess. She is like
Yep.
the best friend. I want her to be my friend. I need her to
Yeah.
be my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like she was there for literally everyone. Like one of the parts that stood out for me was when they were going to this like the university that Daniel and Francis were going to get interviewed at, and Rain was just like, "Hey, it's not the end of the world," and they were like, "But it is."
Yes. And like the fact that Francis didn't see her as like a real friend at the beginning of the book, and then suddenly she was like, actually Rain is pretty fucking badass, and I was like, girl, I know. And then all of a sudden Rain is just, she's everywhere, she's everything that they need, because they're all chaotic, and she's like, shh, children, I'll take care of it.
She like centers them and like grounds them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. She is a real homie. I feel like I would trust Rain with my deepest secret, and she'd be like, "I'm here for you."
Yes,
I'm here.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. I just love her. I'm 23 and it made me feel all nostalgic. Aww, the songs don't make me cry. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I feel like some people, when they review the book, they're like, "Oh, I didn't enjoy it because I was older." But I definitely think you don't have to be like 16 or 17 to enjoy this book, you know?
Yeah, no, I don't think you need to be. I mean, like for me, like I said, it definitely helped. And I think it has stayed so high up in my favorites because I read it at exactly the right time the first time. But every time I reread it, there's always something new. Or it's just like that same like comfort read feeling, even if I'm not, I don't know. Oh, good times. I'm looking at my book. Sorry. I just got excited.
Okay, so I wanted to read it physically. I tried so hard to read it slowly. Do you see this? Like, I had tabs in the beginning. This is the beginning. That's awkward. And then the middle parts, nothing, because I read it so fast. Like, this happened to me again.
I like couldn't read fast this time. I had to keep taking breaks to cry. So
oh my gosh, no.
I did better. Yeah. It was a good time though.
Yeah, this is a good point too.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, this character's bi, let's make it a whole giant thing. It was like, hey, I'm bi. Cool.
I mean, it was just like a part of who they were, not their character arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like their whole identity, because I think sometimes I read books with like LGBT characters, and then you can just tell that that's the only important thing about the character in the book. But Radio Silence, it was like, hey, I'm this person with all these interests, and also blank, blank, blank. And you're like, oh, cool, awesome. Let's keep pushing. You know, that was just a really nice addition. Oh, I saw a comment on here about the dog, and I just immediately got angry.
Yeah. Like, I hate that part so much.
I try not to think about it, to be honest with you.
No, it made me cry so much when Alec came home for winter break, and then he just screamed, like a visceral scream. And Frances and her mom were like, what's going on? And I was like, the dog. And I was like, no. I just want to fight Carol. I just want to fight her.
100%. Oh my God. I would take her down.
Like, let's meet in the alley. Let's have a talk, because you suck.
And you need to go down.
Let's have a discussion, but actually.
We don't condone violence, but let's have a talk, woman.
I mean, with her, I might condone it a little bit, but only with Carol.
Oh yeah, Carol is the exception.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. His mom did scare me.
She's terrifying, but the opposite energy from Frances's mom.
I know. Frances's mom was so cool. I feel like I didn't realize that until I read the book again. I was like,
again. Yeah. I wish we got more from her, honestly. Like when she was there, it was great, and I love her parts, but like I wanted more.
Yeah, I do feel like her character was a little tad bit not underdeveloped, but I feel like she was just like the single mom character a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel like I noticed that a little bit more this time. Yeah. But she's just such an important piece to the whole story that even with that, it didn't really feel like she was only there. You know, because like some stories will have like a single parent.
Yeah.
And they just never. I'm looking at you, Wattpad. Like they just never. Anything.
They don't even exist. Like half the story, you forget that they're even there.
Yeah. I think plot-wise, her character is a little bit convenient. Like the whole thing with the address from Karis, like that part, I was like, okay, like I know why you're doing this. But the bits where she was like supporting Frances through her exams and like telling her everything was going to be okay, I was like,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I have a quote that I like highlighted. Look at me. And it was about parents, and I don't know why it made me really appreciate Frances's mom because I feel like she didn't do this, but it was the part where like they're all. It's like the very beginning when Aled comes to speak at their school, and then it says like all the parents laughed at this, but Daniel and Aled and I did not. Because like all the parents are laughing about the kids like working so hard to get into college, and like what if they fail or blah blah, and they're all like cackling, but it's not funny at all.
Yeah.
And that just like hit me because I feel like Francis's mom would never do this. She would never laugh.
She's a supportive queen.
No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't.
She really is. She's just so amazing. My mom really. Oh,
Yes. Oh.
that's so cute. Oh my
Damn,
god.
I love that.
Oh my god. Oh.
That is also, I hate that scene so much. It makes me want to cry every single time. It is so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so upsetting that she was just like, "Oop, I think your hair's too long." Snippity snip. I was like, "What? What? What?"
And she's like
And the way-
taking a part of his identity when she does that
Yeah.
too. She's like
Yeah.
taking away a part of him.
Yeah, it just made me so sad because he was just like chilling and talking to Francis, and his mom was like, "I think your hair's too long. Let me grab these crusty kitchen scissors and snip away at your beautiful hair." Just made me so upset. Cat's like speechless
Sorry,
in anger.
I told you in the DMs, Chanel. I said I was gonna cry.
She did give me Karen vibes. Oh my gosh. The drag. I literally stopped reading after we got to that one message. Oh, yeah. I know that me and Kat talked about this, but,
Are we gonna do it? Okay.
but just the anxiety of like the question in the book. I'm gonna keep it simple. The question, Kat's like, no, don't bring it up. The questions about Alan's existence and who Alan was and who radio really was were just, it was painful to read. It was painful. I was like, I want to disappear. I had to take a break.
Every time I read this book, the little bit where it talks about how sometimes being anonymous on the internet is better, like that's what hits me. And I'm like, you're not wrong. Points are being made.
There's a certain, it's so sad because especially like, obviously if you're a creator in any sense, if you're a YouTuber, a designer, an Instagram baddie, whatever, you kind of have the sense of like, people know you in your space. But then there's just a very comforting feeling being somewhere where you're literally irrelevant. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all really irrelevant in the grand scheme of things because we're just people in a giant ocean of other people. But I feel like reading Radio Silence really made me think. Ooh, Kat's like, let me save that quote, honey.
Kat's like, let me write this down.
But it's just like really interesting because I was talking to one of my friends about this literally last night about Tumblr and how Tumblr, the reason why I feel like Tumblr is the elite, and I will die on this hill. It is the elite social media place, whatever, because people do not know you unless you make yourself known. And even if you make yourself known, like it's not like on Twitter or like Instagram where you might show up on someone's feed and it's like very clear who you are, like your face is right there. But like on Tumblr, you could be anyone. Like unless someone literally goes through the notes on a Tumblr post and like goes to everything, you could remain anonymous forever. And I think there's something to be said about how the book dealt with that and Alex's like anxiety of people knowing who he was. Because I was like, let me just disappear from the internet because mood. It was just a wild time. I just love Alice's character so much. Oh my gosh. My fandom Tumblr is so private. I would die if I got exposed in real life. Yeah, I don't have a fandom Tumblr, but I can understand that because there's just some things that you want to keep to yourself, and the thought of it being exposed, I don't know, just the thought of like, you know how if you really, really enjoy doing something, like let's say you really love painting, right? You're not great at it, but you really love painting. And then someone who knows you finds your painting online or something, and now everybody knows you. Now it's like so much pressure to get better. Whereas before it was just like a fun thing. You're like, I'm painting and it sucks, but nobody knows who I am. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's expecting anything. I'm just here. But then suddenly it's like there's expectations. They're like, okay, but why are you using oil? Why are you using watercolor? You know, just stuff like that. It's just like that stressed me out so much. I'm sorry, my like little tangents all over the place.
Oh no.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a combust.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I mean. Like the fear or like the realization that everybody now knows. I'm so sorry. Honestly, every time someone in my real life finds my YouTube, I pretend it doesn't exist.
Oh my
like,
god.
Really?
You're like, what's that?
Okay, let's talk about, we don't have to talk about this, but like the fact that I started my YouTube channel as a school project, and so teachers knew about it, and like once I left high school, everyone knew.
Oh my god, that's so embarrassing.
People
never
from high
knew
school,
that.
people from high school still watch my videos. So that's something that happens. And I try not to think about it every day.
That's like my worst, because I remember my cousin, like, because my parents and my siblings know about my channel, but I try very hard not to bring it up to anybody, especially my church friends. We keep it in the vault, honey. We keep it in the vault. And like I remember one time my cousin came to visit and she was like, "Have you guys watched Chanel's channel?" I was like, "No."
Touch your face. Like, what channel?
What channel? We don't know her.
Yes,
No.
literally.
Who am I?
Because
What?
when people know, it's like there's expectations. There's like, oh, talk about this, do that. And you're like, but I just wanted a little crumble of internet.
Not even like, okay, so like no one I know does that, but I just like the knowledge that people see me and like I can't see them, but like we know each other, because now that I'm not in high school anymore, I don't see these people ever, and I'm just like, you see me more than I see you, and that's spooky.
That's awkward. Yeah.
It's a lot.
No.
But anyway.
It is super awkward. I think like sometimes, especially when I run into like high school people, like yesterday, I found someone from my high school on TikTok. It was just embarrassing. I was like, oh my gosh. Imagine how she feels knowing that I saw her TikTok. I was to be like, oh, we went to high school together. Hey girl. That's the worst.
Like,
and then it could be reversed. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Because that has happened to me, and I literally was like, oh, I just do Goodreads reviews. It's nothing big. I just talk about books. Luckily, I'm on the side of YouTube that most people don't care about unless they read.
Yes.
That's great for me. But yeah. Let's see. I love the demisexual representation. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
100% agree. I honestly, Alice, we're the same person. I just love him so much. That's all I'm gonna say. I just love him so much. Like Alice Oseman knows what they're doing.
Oh
really,
my god.
For sure.
Really.
100%.
Really. The friendship. Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay.
Your cat goes.
Yeah, cat goes. Cat say something.
All I'm going to say is, if your friendship doesn't start by one person hitting the other person in the face while drunk at a club and then like trying to decapitate the person with a hanger when they wake up in their room the next morning, it's not real friendship. Okay?
We love to see it. I know that the very first time I read this book, I had messaged Kat and I was like, I just had never read a book with two people of opposite genders just being friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was so shook because the chapter right after Alice stays over at Francis's house, she's like, we're not going to fall in love. Don't expect it.
That chapter has the most powerful energy of any chapter I've ever read in my entire life. I remember the first time I read that, and I had a moment of silence just to respect it. The respect.
Yeah. It was just so amazing because I feel like that kind of representation is so important in contemporaries, especially because you don't really get that. A lot of contemporaries are like somebody falling in love and the only opposite gender character, like, unless it's like a sapphic romance or whatever, but the character is always their love interest. Always. It's never just like, this is my friend. In contemporaries, it's always like, this is the boy I'm gonna marry. And like,
he's gonna be my friend for a little while, but then it'll be something else.
He's my friend for 2 chapters, and now we're in love.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love love, but even I can't stand that. So that's like telling you something. But their friendship is just so beautiful. So beautiful. Oh.
Yeah.
All the sad things that happen in this book. I can't. Oh. Wait, Angela, we don't know which character you related to the most. Because I know that for me and Kat, it's Alan. But what about you?
I don't know, because like I kind of relate to both Aled and Frances in like different ways, as Frances is sort of going through, you know, her struggle, and then Aled with his. You know, it's kind of hard for me to just pick one because there's elements of both of them that I relate to.
Yeah.
So I'm like somewhere in the middle.
No,
like
I get what you mean. Yeah, because when I was watching the video of Alice Oseman like answering questions about the book, they were like, they started writing the book with Aled, and Frances was the last character that they wrote, like the very last.
Can we just imagine for a second how emotionally destroying it would be to read a book from Alan's perspective? Like that would break.
Oh my gosh.
I would be dead. I would be dead.
I would dead.
I think I would just be panicking constantly because it's so weird that Aled, you're not reading from Aled's perspective, but you can feel his anxiety in every single part of the book. He's like, he lingers.
Yeah. He's always there.
Yeah. And I was imagine if it wasn't even a lingering feeling. Imagine 450 pages of Aled. I simply wouldn't be.
If that were the case, I would never read another book. It would be just radio silence on repeat because the relatability would be too strong. But at the same time, I would be a broken person. I would not be okay.
I'm like, the turmoil that Alan went through, like with his relationship with Daniel, I cannot imagine reading that from his perspective. Like, I don't want to because I don't think I would survive. Like,
it would be too awful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, best friend and nothing is more. Yeah,
it's so annoying. Oh my god,
I can relate
the fuck up.
Literally, you need to tell him to do that because, from personal experience, don't listen to people who are like, you and this person are opposite gender, and like you're so close, so they definitely like you, because you can 100% lose a friendship from doing that. So just be like, love my friend, homie, no. Every time you see them, be like, what's up, brother? What's up, bro? Like, oh my God.
I agree. Oh my God, I agree.
Yes, completely.
I haven't read that book. Wait. Oh, this was also. I thought they said there was also. I was like, oh, I haven't read that book. It sounds like radio silence. I was like, what a familiar feeling. Do you mean Daniel? Right? I think they mean Daniel. Wait, I was like, wait, who's David? I honestly thought I hadn't read this. No, I agree with this. Yeah. Daniel made me feel anxious.
That hurts. That scene hurts so much.
It's so ironic for me because in high school, I didn't care about my grades. I honestly was like, as long as I get a B, I'm fine. But in college, if I didn't get an A on something, I literally would cry on the floor. I'm still like that. So I'm like, Daniel, I feel your pain. I'm like, ugh. It's the worst. Ooh, gender friendships are possible and awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I really loved that. Oh, Angela, I see someone agrees with you. Yeah.
Oh, yay. I love that for me.
Yeah.
I think Frances was such a good character because she wasn't the type of person you'd expect to have so many friends, like so many different
Yeah.
types of friends. And she
Mhm.
didn't expect that of herself. So the friendships just flowed very, very easily.
Very
And I
nicely,
really,
yeah.
really loved that. It was just so smooth. Oop, I wish I could say something, but I don't have anything to say except let's do a little bit of advice. Everyone, open the panel up to advice. Start through Instagram.
Oh, that's
all
what I
I'm gonna
did. Yeah,
say.
that
Yeah,
Yeah.
because bookstagrammers are definitely, it's a very great way to start because you can use hashtags. They're very easy to find, stuff like that. So start through Instagram, and then do like a booktube newbie tag.
Yeah, that's a perfect video to start out with. I just kind of showed up.
Like, what the booktube
I just
newbie-
kind of showed up. Okay, me.
No. I
One
know
day
it's
everything
very
on YouTube was calm, and then I was here. That's how that
chaotic
worked.
energy.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember what the first. I feel like the first video I watched of yours was the one talking about. Dang it, I can't even remember. It was either a tropes video or about Avatar, and I was like, "What's that? Fairies?" And I was like, "Tinkerbell."
Mine was a Throne of Glass video from Kat that I don't even think exists
God.
anymore.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Okay!
I just love thinking about like very first interactions that I've had with people, like as friends or even as like creators, and it makes me feel so nostalgic.
Yeah.
Purple.
Reagan,
I just got anxious for you.
that's like my worst nightmare. I think I would have to disown myself from my family.
Yeah, like, I'm no longer a part of this family anymore.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Really. Oh yeah. When Frances was like, "I'm platonically in love with you."
Yeah.
I think it was Frances who said that and not Alid. It was so cute. Uh, I I need to read Heartstopper again, honestly. Oh,
Oh.
Ha.
look at toilet paper. Oh my god, these are so funny. Oh.
Oh my God. Give me like 5 minutes and I'll be
no.
crying alongside you. I'm
Honestly,
like working on
like, sorry. Themes.
You have to say all of that again. You completely froze.
Yeah, I didn't hear a word you
Any of
said.
that.
Kat and I were just looking at each other
Like,
like,
just like a panicked silence. Is she there?
I was saying, let's talk about our favorite scenes.
Oh, okay. Well, like, first of all, the whole book, but second of all, wait, I don't know. Let me think about it for a second.
Let's marinate while everyone in the comments. You guys tell us what your favorite scenes are, and I'll put them on the screen.
this is so tricky.
It is super tricky, honestly. Yeah, that's pretty much what we all. My feels.
Don't look at me.
Oh.
I can't.
Kat
Like,
has entered the chat.
oh God. Oh God. Okay. Oh, you know what scene? I don't know if this is my favorite scene, but it hurts a lot. The part when which part? Fuck. Oh, sorry. Okay, so like the part I'm having a hard time. Like when they're once Frances and Alid talk about how Frances knows that he's the creator, and he's like, "Is that why you want to be my friend? I'm so unimpressive." I was like, me. That's me.
I feel like that's something you would say.
Oh my God. Every time someone like wants to talk to me or something, I'm like, why? I don't understand. And so every time I read that scene, I just
Relate.
That's a word that would work there. Yeah, relate. Oh God.
Camping.
The camping
Yeah.
scene. Yes.
Even
Yeah.
though the scene where they're like, my favorite was when they're all just like really, really drunk and they're like talking and then it gets recorded.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That, even though it's like the reason why so many things fell apart,
It
I
was so
love
fun.
I mean, like the calm before
Yeah.
the storm, though.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was so pure
Yes.
because they were just speaking. They were just speaking from their hearts. And they were just like, oh, we're having fun. Like, we're like, they're all just teenagers at the end of the day, but they were like, we're all just teenagers. Like, Alec wasn't worrying about his followers or, you know, the podcast or what people think about the episodes or people thinking about who radio is. Like, Alec was just in the moment. And I feel like we rarely got scenes. I'm pretty sure that's like the one or two scenes we got where Aled was in the moment because he was just constantly worrying. And that just made me feel so seen because I worry a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it was just so nice. I know. What about you, Angela? Did you find one?
I like the camping. I also just kind of like the end where sort of everything like falls together and they're all sleeping in that room. Like I know it's like very sad, but like it was like they were all coming back together again. And then how like her and Aled were like, you know, obviously platonically sleeping like together in the bed and stuff. And it was just kind of like everything was coming back together. And it hurt me, but I really liked it too.
Yeah. Yeah, that scene was just, it was so sad. And listening to Daniel and Aled talk
Their
about his
conversation.
sexuality, I was like, because the whole time Daniel was like, Aled doesn't like me. Aled doesn't care about me. And it was like,
but then his explanation for why he was like pushing people away though was like also very valid and everything just sort of fell together. It made a lot of sense.
yeah,
You got like a further. Yeah.
It's so realistic. When Daniel and Francis talked about, not me thinking about my college rejections. That's embarrassing. So, but we love that. That did make me cry too.
Yeah.
Like the first time when I read it and Francis didn't get accepted, I felt so sad. But then the second time I read it, I was like, yeah.
Okay, Rachel. I've only read it 4 times. So
I'm surprised you didn't turn to the exact page either. Oh, I think this is what you were talking about, Angela, right? Like when he was talking about.
Yes. This is it. Yes.
Yeah, it was so sad. Oh my gosh. The end kind of made me cry. Oh.
Yeah. I agree with that too.
I think one of my favorite aspects of the book, which I don't think people talk about enough, is radio's lack of like a gender. Like radio is just who radio is. They're not like male or female or whatever. They have different voices. Like Alec literally just picks a voice, you know, and that's radio's voice in that episode. I just think not enough people talk about that. It's just so good. So good.
Yeah.
So delicious. I love how the book spoke about how society. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's profound.
Yeah.
and
That's a
also
really
correct.
important point.
Hell yes.
Yeah. Really important.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like they want you. I noticed this so much when I started college. People would be like, oh, you're just like 17 or 18 or whatever. You don't really know what the real world is like. But also, here's a credit card to sign up for. Here's a loan to take out. Here's a lease to sign. It's like you're given all these things and placed on this pedestal and like given all these expectations to meet. But then if you turn around and say something about it, they're like, you're just a kid. You haven't really lived life yet. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Especially in higher like ed, like college, people look down on you. I'm sure you guys have like witnessed that, how people speak to students. Oh,
Yes.
a mess. I do like that mention. Oh,
Yes, I love that.
I was like, I'm prepared with notes, and now we're just all being emo.
Love to see it.
Literally, it's always being emotional. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm laughing so hard inside. Have you ever had a live show where you talk about radio silence? You have.
Yeah, we did one for Paper Cut. That was a time. I was no less emotional than I am here.
I was like, you're just going through this almost every year.
Just ripping the Band-Aid off every single year.
It never gets easier. Oh my God.
Kat's like, how many times do I have to talk about these?
How many times do I have to cry on the internet until everyone will read this book?
Just make a compilation of Kat crying about radio silence.
It exists.
Oh, I watched it.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. One of my finest works.
Oh my gosh.
It really was. It came up on my recommend. I didn't even know it existed until last night because I was watching Alice Oseman's videos on the book, and then all of a sudden it was like all the times that I was emotional about. I was like, oh, I did watch it 5 times.
5 times. Oh God, I'm so sorry.
I need to watch this. I haven't seen it, and I need to after this.
It's honestly okay. Moving on. Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
And Daniel, he was going through it. Oh, what sounds am I even? This Daniel's character was just so good. And like I loved when they were coming back from the school and Frances just had this realization without Daniel even saying anything that they were now friends. It's like
yeah,
they were each other to friends. We love to see it. We love to see it. Okay. Senior arranger is when Frances says,
yes.
yeah. Avengers Assemble. That was so cute. Yeah. But I do feel like Daniel didn't really have any friends at the beginning of the book except Alid. Like
and
nobody.
by the end, he had a bounty.
He had a whole squad.
Oh.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
I hope it's not gourmet. Nobody eats tissues. Please don't eat tissues.
Oh my God.
Oh, is it gonna show? Oh, we're back. Yes.
Welcome. Oh my God. Hi, welcome. I was reading comments.
No, it's the first time in my life I am as bad as it usually is. This is great. February Friday. We stand.
Yeah.
I definitely thought that was Daniel when I read the book the first time.
Me too. I was like, oh, Frances thinks it's Daniel? Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree.
Like, she's our girl. She must know. I'm sure she's right.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. Okay, this is gonna sound so bad, but part of the reason I thought it was Daniel was because of the February aspect. I was like, oh my God, is it Valentine's Day? Yeah!
I honestly think I had the same thought the first time I read it. I was like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe it's an anniversary. Maybe it's, like when they first met. But the fact that it was his sister was just so pure. Like this whole time he's been talking about all the fire and like, I'm gonna cry. No. No. I'm gonna suck it back in. Oh my God. I can't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't even go into Karis because I'm just gonna get sad. Like her whole entire character arc was just so sad.
Yeah.
Turn me off the truth.
Yes. Her first thought's like, oh, it's Karis. And then she's like, no, wait, couldn't be.
Yeah.
She's right. Could not be Karis.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, Francis, you're so right. You're a head girl. You know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was like, you got it. You know them better than I do. You're fine.
Ooh, that's an unexpected chip.
Oh,
But I do see where that's coming from. I think it's the part, like, I kind of saw it a little bit when the car broke down and they were talking, and I was like, what's going on over here? What's going on over here? Tell us the truth. But the book ended, so. But I have heard that all of Alice's other books kind of have characters that show up, and I haven't read anything else except the first volume of Heartstopper, and I need to.
Yeah, me too.
I plan to read all of Alice Oseman's works because I have not read anything else but Radio Silence and Volume 1. And I need to reread Heartstopper Volume 1 because I have zero clue what happened.
I just remember being very soft the whole time. That's it. I need to reread that too.
Yeah,
Kat's very disappointed in us.
I am, but like also the way Heartstopper makes me feel.
Yeah.
I think part of my fear is that I just heard from so many people who loved Radio Silence that they didn't like anything else. And you're like the only person I know that has liked everything else.
Okay.
Maybe not everything. Isn't it I Was Born for This is the one that people really don't like?
Is it? No, I think it's Solitaire, which makes sense.
Oh, really?
It's Alice's first book though, and like I have qualms. But at the same time, at some points, that book hits just as hard for me as Radio Silence did. So like, I can't complain. But Heartstopper, and then like, oh my god, I don't have any. I'm sorry.
Dang. No, yeah, this definitely does me because I think you posted something about Nick and Charlie, and I was like, I honestly need to read the rest of this author's works.
Yeah,
like
we do.
Oh, where do they show up?
I know. Nick and Charlie and Becky. Does Tori show up ever? I can't freaking remember. But like, I just.
Oh. Okay, this is making me laugh.
You're hurting, Kat.
You are. I'm in pain.
She's like self-destructing.
I don't have a grasp on like how to emote, so like I'm just kind of combusting right now.
I love you so much.
I'm not offended. Only if you like rectify the situation immediately. You must read all of
Well, we will.
I'm gonna read Solitaire next because I want to start from the beginning, just so I don't get disappointed starting the opposite.
Okay. You have fun with that. I'm gonna need messages while you read it. I need to know how you feel.
Oh, you will know. We both know how I scream when I read.
That's it. That's what I want. Tori does show up at the end. Sorry, I'm reading comments. Okay, I thought.
Oh, yeah, no, you can read
it. Yeah. You don't need to be academically successful. Some of us are just unintelligent, and that is okay. Yes.
Yep. Literally,
what up?
yeah.
Yes.
Every time school restarts. Was that? Did that?
That makes sense. Like at the beginning of each year.
The lack of comprehension and speech right now. Okay, every time school restarts, I honestly question how I made it to college.
Mood.
Like, I'm literally on my last year of grad school, and I'm like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
Like, what's a textbook? Literally.
Yeah.
The people showing up saying they hated Alice's mom. Yeah.
We love to see it.
Who doesn't want to fight Alice's mom? Honestly. I don't blame you though. Like, I have such mixed feelings about it. Like, oh
my god, what a drag. I can't. Yeah, I kind of, I don't know if I want to agree now, but based off of Radio Silence, I would have to agree. If I was just going off of Radio Silence, I would have to agree 100%. Because like
and Heartstopper, Volume 1.
I'm gonna have to wholeheartedly agree. Like, oh God. Yes.
We love to see it.
Yes.
I thought Rain was gonna be like jealous. Yeah. I didn't get that vibe, but I am really glad that that didn't happen because that would have been extremely annoying.
Yeah.
So that would have not been fun. Oh, also, have you guys listened to the podcast that the book is based off of? Because I haven't. Is it
I
good?
haven't.
It's like, I don't know. I've only listened to a little bit, but it's good. It has the same vibes, you know? I haven't listened to the whole thing though, so I'm not a podcast person, which is sad. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll do audiobooks like all day, but
I just feel like I want to speed up the podcast like you can with
Oh,
audiobooks. Like they feel weirdly slow to me. So listen to all my audiobooks so fast.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they're like, welcome to today's podcast. We're going to talk about emotions and the lack of them. And they just talk so slow. And if you speed it up, it's like,
and that's what I like to hear.
Yes. Like it's not a story. So like, where are we going with this?
Yeah.
Nowhere. I love being, yeah. It's a mood for me. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Lots to say about that one. Especially student loans, you know, scholarships, things like that. Yeah, college is definitely a scam, but you know, I won't say that. I won't say that considering, you know, I've been here for like 5 years now and I'm not seeing an end anywhere near. So it's not gonna be fun. Oh,
yes.
I love and hate that for you because my personality could not be about being smart. I don't think I could make it.
Oh, me neither.
Like, I love and hate it for you. Besides trying to go more in school and other options. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
her grades were literally amazing. And she was like, I don't want to do this. And it's okay. So that was great.
No.
I'm so sorry. That's all I have to say. Oh, podcast. What is? I think it's Midnight Vale. No.
Welcome to
No.
Night Vale.
Yeah, there we go. Welcome to. Ooh, look at that. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, Night Vale. Yes.
I would like to show some love. I'm so sorry I dragged it.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
I haven't read it.
Oh my god. Fix that.
I know. I'm so sorry, Kat.
Okay,
Okay,
that's good.
I haven't read Loveless yet.
I haven't read it either, but it's
Isn't that new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just came out. But I'm too scared to read it.
There's a lot of discussions going on about the book, and I'm like very afraid.
Yeah. I'm nervous about it all.
Please don't disappoint me. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. I study. Oh, I feel that.
That's fun though. That's a roller coaster. Look at you.
As long as it's what you love, like it's all that matters.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And I also think like in the real world, like your college degree specifically doesn't really matter unless it's engineering or something. The field you go into could have absolutely nothing to do with what you did in college. So
it's true.
Yeah. College, give us money for a piece of paper. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Well, we're nearing the end. So if there's anything you guys want to talk about, some more things you want to say about the book, if you guys want to share any of your favorite quotes from the book, that'd be great. Ooh. Yeah, same. Because I just read one and it was
Go on.
Drop the title. Drop the title.
Yeah, come on, drop it.
Talk about love. I liked it, but I will say it's very cookie cutter YA contemporary.
Yeah.
So I don't know necessarily if you read it, Kat.
I read part of it and I ended up not finishing it.
I knew it.
But okay, but the rep was spot on though. It was like the other stuff, and I was like, oh.
No, that's how I felt too, because the rep is A1, but the actual story all I'll say is listen to it on audio.
Okay,
It's
maybe
very
I'll retry it on audio. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think I would have finished it if I read it physically, but I think it's an important book to read, especially if you are ace. Like, it's very good for that. But it's definitely like more of like, I love this because it has representation.
Yeah.
So, and also the main character is Black, and we love to see it. So, okay, can we talk about if something's hard? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Oof. I relate with that.
What's there to say? Just like,
Oh.
Yikes.
Me literally erasing myself from society every time I break down. I'm like, what are we gonna do today? Bangs, green hair, orange. What are we gonna do today? What's the move? Yeah. I'm like, let me just ignore everyone and change my hair. Yep. Okay, so talk about the part that I stared into my pillow.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was the scene. That was the scene when Alan started, like when his address was exposed, like when somebody took a picture of where he was staying at in his college, because that is literally my very worst nightmare. And I think I forgot what it's called, but that feeling where when people watch you and they like know you on the internet, it's like they know you, but they don't really know you. And like just the fear of somebody knowing where you are all the time, it's traumatizing.
Horrifying.
Like I'm literally paranoid to the point where like I will post something on my story after I've left. Because I'm like I'm not about to be snatched up. So that's the part where I screamed because that's my worst nightmare, especially as a woman. Worst nightmare. And I think the picture was also at night. So
yeah, that's even creepier. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm falling apart. Thank you, Michaela. That's so sweet. I completely forgot about the quote and avoided. Oh. But hey, my room's clean. Oh, I clicked the wrong comment. Yes. Yes. Because one of my best friends lives in Taiwan. So literally at like 3 a.m, I'll be like, Maggie, I'm falling apart. and she'll literally call me in the morning and I'm like, oh, I'm fine. Everything's sorted now. I have new hair.
You had to be there.
I have new hair. So it's fine now. Yes.
Oh, I do have one more quote that I wanted to share really quickly if nobody else has one, but it's like very early in the book, literally page 11. And it says, I'm a very sad person in all senses of the word, but at least I was going to get into university. Not me being depressed in college.
Yeah, because that's the furthest thing from the truth.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm sad. Life sucks, but at least I got a 4.0 last semester. So I guess maybe I should smile a little bit. So yeah. I can't really say too much on this because I don't have such experiences with family members. So I just wanted to highlight it anyway, so anybody in the comments could respond if they didn't see it. But yeah, I don't know if you guys want to say anything, but I have nothing to say.
I can't personally add to it, only that in like reading copious amounts of reviews, I haven't seen anyone say anything bad about it. That doesn't mean it's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that is very telling if people who have experienced something say, hey, this is bad. But I also didn't see anything like that. Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait a second. Hold on. It's about the vibe. It is about the atmosphere. Here's some. I actually think this is the better cover. I mean, I love this cover, but like
I think it's better too.
It has like the feeling behind it. When I look at this, I'm like, I am Alid Last. I am the creator of Radio Silence. I am a small star boy.
Yep.
When I look at that one, I'm like, it's pretty, it's nice, I like it. But like this
Yep.
one,
Yep.
masterpiece.
Yep. And I think this cover speaks
I love the
very
colors
heavily.
too.
Yes. And it speaks to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how other people feel, but this cover to me speaks very heavily to the depression and the like anxious feeling.
Yeah.
That the feelings, like
Yes.
look at this, the loneliness that you feel looking at
Yes.
this.
Yes.
It makes you feel
Alone
lonely.
on the road.
Yes, because you're
Mhm.
alone. There's no car in sight. That's how Alice and
Yeah.
Francis felt
Feel.
for so long.
Yeah.
So I think that the cover, even though when I first saw this cover, I thought it was thriller for sure. But I mean,
What?
I definitely thought it was thriller. Definitely. So, especially because I think someone recommended this right after recommending Sadie. So I was like, so two
Oh, you thought it was
podcasters?
along the same line.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just the lonely, chaotic feeling that you get when looking at this cover is just perfect. So I do think it's perfect for the vibe of the story. Yeah. Aww. Yeah, same. Oh, perfect. I just saw something. Somebody just said that the cover is like a metaphor for loneliness.
I
as
couldn't
well.
agree
Yeah.
more. Yes,
Oh,
say it
from Path of
louder.
Life. There we go. Metaphor
Yeah.
from Path of Life. Yep,
Mm.
definitely agree. Okay. I do need to listen to the playlist. Okay, cool. I'm glad. Honestly, I think the lowest rating I've seen anyone who read it with us give it was like 3 stars. And that honestly, I feel like is a win. 'Cause 3 stars is a
respect
good
it.
rating.
Yeah.
Feel how
I
you
don't
need
know
to feel
why
about
you don't like it, but
this.
I do respect you.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything less
So
than a 3, and I'm kind of gonna be like, wait, what?
I would be
Why?
hurt
But
because I don't know.
yeah.
I just feel like Naked Silence is an objectively good book, regardless of
Mhm.
what you rate it. It's just such an important book, and I usually don't care. Like
Yeah.
somebody can give my favorite book 1 star, and I wouldn't care. But Radio Silence is just such an important book. You know, like I know, like if I was to have kids in the future, I'd literally be like, here's a book you need to read. Read it now.
Yes.
Read it and learn about pain.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. They're my children. I'm missing one because I lent it to my aunt. But that's okay. They're all here.
Oh, they're all here.
Yeah,
And
I
will
want
be-
that blue one. That one's pretty too.
It's so
That one
pretty.
is so pretty.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you.
I'm gonna quickly explain the September book. I wrote a little thing as well. Oh, I forgot to announce this, but I did for everyone in the comments and whatever. I did make a Discord. So if you guys want to go in and talk about the next books and stuff, if you feel lonely because you don't have anyone to talk about the books with, I made a Discord. It's in the description links. I don't know how many people have seen it, but it's there. And Discord is great because you can mute stuff. You can be in different channels, whatever you want. If you've read the book before anyone else, really next month's book while the co-hosts just sit here and hear me talk. Anyways, next month's book is A Song of Race and Ruin, and it is a haters to lovers book that is inspired by West African folklore. It follows two main characters, Malik and Karina, who are kind of want to kill each other. They want to kill each other. So Malik needs to kill the princess Karina because he's trying to save his sister who was kidnapped, and she's trying to kill him by ripping out his heart because she's trying to resurrect her dead mother. So that's basically what the book is about, and I'm really, really excited to read it because I've just heard it's so good. But yeah, that's like a really short summary. I don't know that much more about it because I like to go into stuff not knowing anything. So yes, that's. And then Mexican Gothic, which is a 1950s horror Gothic type story about a woman who gets a phone call from her cousin that's trying to tell her about some weird things going on at her house. And she shows up, and people are like, your cousin's just sick. Like, she just imagined all of it. But then it turns out that the house is like super spooky and weird. And I'm excited to read this. And this is for October. But yeah, that's just like a super short description. And thank you guys so much for joining. And thank you so much to Kat and Angela for joining. This was so fun, honestly. It was super, super fun. But thank you all for coming, and I hope to see you in the Discord and next month if you're joining us. Yeah, okay. Bye. Any last words from the co-host? Kat, looks like
Thank you.
Bye. Sorry, I'm like crying a little bit. So
Bye. Thank you for staying out with us, everyone who was late. Have a wonderful evening. Bye. I'm gonna end it now. Okay.